You're all set here?
Excuse me?
Are you all set here?
Well, yeah, there's nothing else obviously you can help me out with at this point.
So you're all set. So you're going to go to IA right now, correct?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right.
I'm going to be going.
Okay.
I'm going to be going.
Okay. So you're going to stand here with your cell phone on?
I thought you were busy. I thought you were a busy man.
I am busy.
So you should get to work.
I should get to work? Is that what you're telling me?
If you're busy.
We're going to have a problem between you and I.
We're gonna do an interference.
His body camera's on. His body camera's on. Stop. He has his body camera on.
I don't care.
Stop,
I don't
man.
care.
Right?
This is private property.
Okay? I'm not doing anything.
You're not going to videotape me and have an attitude with me.
I'll get off of it.
I'm going to tell you what right now, dude. I'm not the one. Okay? I gave you the information you needed, and I gave you your outlet. Right? You were giving your outlet. No, you wanted to stand there and hold your cell phone in my face. Is what you wanted to do. Yes, you do. Take your cell phone and go and make your complaint. Okay.
Can I grab my cell phone?
You stay right here.
I'll get it for you. I'll get it.
All right. Where's your car at? Where's your car at? Where's your car at?
I'm gonna go, man. I'm going.
All right, no, but where's your car?
Why didn't you know where my car's at? You were about to arrest me, man, for real?
Is your body camera on? Yeah, my body camera is on, buddy. I'm Trooper Costello, 1139. Yep.
Wow.
Listen, with the situation
you were gonna arrest me for real?
We're gonna detain you of what the situation was going on, man.
I'm leaving. Conversation's over. Go ahead. I'm leaving. Stop. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm going to steal a segment. I think it's Seth Meyers that does the kind of story we need right now. This is a big one, and whether this goes through or not is irrelevant. But we all need a little bit of hope out there. So Congress, the House of Representatives just passed a bill to decriminalize and deschedule cannabis. This is huge. It faces obviously opposition in the Senate. Who knows what Biden would sign? But the failed, unethical, unsustainable, immoral, ineffective drug war has got to go. It's clearly not working. It hasn't. Drug overdoses are way up. The two deadliest drugs have been legal the whole time: alcohol and tobacco. The fact that a plant that has never killed anyone was ever illegal in the first place is just insane. It never benefited anybody but the police, quite frankly. And you know, look, Nixon, Reagan, Clinton, Biden, they all passed these laws. They all filled up the privatized for-profit prisons with nonviolent, air quotes, drug offenders, controlled substance offenders. It's a joke. They did it to look tough on crime. They did it to get votes. They did it to manipulate people and keep you scared and make them look like they were tough and they were there to protect you. Even Nixon and Reagan's advisors, the people who crafted that legislation for them, both publicly came out and admitted that they knew that they were lying. We're not talking about a hot mic here or a secret recording. They publicly stated afterwards. I think Nixon's guy said, "Did we know we were lying about the dangers of drugs? Hell yeah, we did, but we did it to get votes." Even Reagan's guy said, you know, this was part of the Southern strategy. This was part of a strategy to get reelected and look tough on crime. We knew it wasn't an issue. We created it out of thin air. So good things are happening out there. And all of this directly is connected into, of course, the Havana syndrome and bioeffects of non-lethal weapons. And the reason why I say that, and I've made this point in another video, is that everybody in Congress knows. I mean, I've called numerous Congress people. We know Stop 007, that organization, has sent literally registered letters to every single person in Congress and the president. Everybody knows. This is the Pentagon's document. They know. They know. But as I've said in other videos, I suspect, so there's Ron Wyden, senator, after the Havana syndrome first started happening, he tried to get his congressional colleagues to pay more attention, and they said no one wanted to touch it because it was, quote, a political hot potato. Well, if no one wants to come right out and say this is happening, we want to do something about it, that is what it is. I wish something more would be done. But if they decide to come up with a different strategy and say, well, why don't we start to undo, you know, the mess in another way, because it's all connected in together. Again, the police and the Pentagon knew it. So how do we sort of rein this in? How do we try to take away power from the people who looked the other way and allowed it to happen? And you're seeing this again, police reform laws coming in, decriminalization of I mean, this is their bread and butter. This is how the cops make their money right here, is on the war on drugs. They get federal funding for cumulative drug arrests. They want to seize your property. This is all they care about. If you ended the war on drugs, we would all be safer, because the police would then have no incentive to go after those drugs. They would put everything on an even keel. There's a bonus on these arrests. If they get drug arrests, they seize property and they get special bonuses from the government. They don't get a bonus from the government for recovering your stolen property or solving your murder, right? This is why 40% of murders go unsolved, because they're focused on other things. The world would be a much better place. And I think, were the police just so distracted by things that benefited them, like drug arrests, to not pick up on this? Maybe. They're sure as hell never admit that they knew. I mean, obviously the Pentagon knew. They wrote this document. What they admit to is going to be a different story. But the police, we need to stop. They should not be called law enforcement. They should be called public safety. And we should all be partners in public safety. The police should be there to make us safe. If a law is broken and there's something to be enforced, well, then so be it. That's their job too. But it seems to have gone the other way, whereas it's been about make as many things as possible illegal so that they can have as many people to arrest as possible, and that they can get as much funding from the state and local governments, and they can go to the town and say, look how many people we arrested. And it's a scam. They criminalized, and we're happy to see criminalized, and we're happy to enforce in exchange for money unjust laws that benefited them. So you're seeing things all around. Constitutional carry being passed, Second Amendment protection acts that take away, that keep the federal government out of, meddling, getting into states and being able to arrest as many people as possible. I mean, you still have to go through background checks. The law is still the same. You still have to meet certain requirements to own it. It doesn't change anything. Of course, they said that the world would come to an end when you passed them, but then it didn't. And that's now we're at half the country has permitless carry, as it should be. But this is part of it. There's a lot of positive news out there. And I believe that lawmakers are doing what they can, short of coming right out and saying, we've got serious problems here. But this monster, the head of it might be Bioeffects. But again, unjust laws and predatory incentive-based policing are a big part of why we're in this mess. Predictive policing, which can be used to identify dissidents, and then, if this were being done domestically, this is what you would then use. Use the predictive policing, identify certain people, and then, mess with their motivational processes, attention, memory, aggression, ingestion, sexual, to try to derail them, if that's what's being done. But again, I think the lawmakers understand there's something going on, and they're at least doing what they can. Call me willfully naive, optimistic, fine. But I want my cup to be half full, and there's got to be some good news and some positivity somewhere, and I hope you guys feel the same way. As I said in other videos, I'm impatient and I'm idealistic, and I think all these people should have already fixed this mess. But that didn't happen. So as long as I see incremental positive change, there's hope. I hope all of you are well. Take care.